Welcome to the We Guard Cleveland podcast with me, your host, Casey. We got great views on our last video. We've gained 3 new subscribers in the past week, so I want to start off with thanking you guys. Please keep liking and subscribing and telling your friends about this channel. I really appreciate it. I thought I would do another video since we've been having new subscribers and more viewers on our last video pumping in quickly. So now let's get started. As you know, the Cleveland Guardians have hired Stephen Vogt to be their new head coach. And his only coaching experience was as a bullpen coach for the Seattle Mariners. So in this video, I thought I would go over how I think the Guardians will rebuild their bullpen going into next year. The Mariners had the 4th best bullpen in the league last year under Stephen Vogt. So I think he will structure the Guardians bullpen how the Mariners bullpen was structured last year. So in this video, I'm going to give you guys a view of what the Guardians bullpen might look like next year. So after I did some research on what the Mariners bullpen looked like, I found out a few things that Vo likes. He likes a lot left-handed pitchers. He had 3 left-handed pitchers in his Mariners bullpen last year. He likes pitchers who throw with great velocity. I think every member of their bullpen threw over 95 mile per hour on their fastball. And he likes players with great sliders. And I'm pretty sure I double-checked this on MLB The Show 23. If that is accurate, every pitcher in that bullpen could throw a slider was either their main pitch or their second best pitch. So those are some things that I figured out that Vo really likes. So when I went over our pitchers to see who we should keep and who we might need to move on from, that was a big topic that I thought of. So first of off, we're starting with the face of the Guardians bullpen, Emmanuel Clase. I showed a couple of his baseball cards in the introduction of the video, but Clase is on a big contract right now. Yes, he will stay and be their closer. He's going to be with us probably for the next 4 years for sure, and that is an amazing thing. He's definitely the type of closer that Vo would want. He throws a fastball at about 101, 102 miles per hour, and Vo really likes that. I think Coach Stephen Vogt would want him to work on his slider. He can throw a slider, however, he didn't use it very often last year, but in previous years he's thrown that slider more often. I think he can still mix it in every once in a while, and if he can do that, it'll be impossible to hit him. So I really think Clase is a good fit with new coach Stephen Vogt. Next is Trevor Stephan, who signed a long-term contract at the beginning of the season. And yes, I think the Cleveland Guardians will keep Trevor Stephan and use him as a setup man role. I think the Guardians hope that he will be able to pitch in the 7th inning during close games. I think they might want to sign a different guy in free agency to be their 8th inning guy. But Stephan, I think, would be a really good 7th inning pitcher. Stephan's high stamina can help the Guardians use him for multiple innings in tight games, which I think Coach Stephen Vogt would like, because he could pitch the 6th and 7th inning in a close game if it's tied or you're only winning by 1 run and you had a starter to come out early. That is one of the roles that Stephan is helpful in. So yeah. Now we're going to get into some of the guys who are in the back of the bullpen who aren't free agents, but we may have to cut them in the offseason or trade them. But some of them we will keep also, so that's what we're going over. Next on the list is Sam Hentges. And yes, I think the Guardians will keep Sam Hentges as a lefty specialist. He is very good at facing left-handed batters. He's a left-handed pitcher. He cannot pitch to right-handed batters though. He against left-handed batters last year, they hit under 200 against him. However, right-handed batters hit like about 340 against him. So I think he will still stay, but as a lefty specialist. I think Vo will try to work with him on his curveball and slider, and I think Henches will be able to fix the mistakes he's made fast last year, working with Coach Vo, so he can be able to pitch to right-handed batters too. But even so, he will for sure be a left-handed pitcher. Left-handed batter specialist. So yes, because Coach Vogt likes his lefties, I am gonna say that they will keep Sam Henches. Next on the list is Eli Morgan. No, I do not think Eli Morgan will stay with the Guardians. Eli doesn't really have that much potential. He's a two-pitch pitcher, changeup, fastball, and that's just not gonna cut it. He was trying to add a slider in the mix, but whenever he threw it, it seemed like he gave up a home run. I feel like Vo would want to bring in a left-handed pitcher to take his place as like a fifth, sixth inning role who can help if they have a right-handed starter to bring in a lefty out of the bullpen. Just a solid lefty who can pitch in tight games and face both left-handed batters and right-handed batters to help Henches out a little bit. And I think they want to bring in a more flexible guy than Eli, who is a lefty. So yeah, I can see the Cleveland Guardians trading Eli Morgan this offseason with a package. Okay, the next guy on the list is Angel De Los Santos. Yes, I think the Guardians will keep Angel. Angel De Los Santos. Angel is a very good middle relief pitcher. He has a good velocity on his fastball. He has a very nice changeup, and he also is working on a slider in the mix. Angel was one of the best pitchers in the Guardians bullpen last year. I think he had the second or third best ERA out of the relief pitchers. And I think he would be a good fit with Trevor Stephan to pitch in middle relief, like in the fifth, sixth inning, seventh inning. You can throw a lefty in there, like I said. But he has good chemistry with the guys, and I think he would be a very good in the middle of Stephen Vogt's Guardians bullpen. Next is Nick Sandlin, and no, I do not think the Guardians will keep him, is what I said, but really, I think most likely he might not make the team. Nick Sandlin struggled a little bit last year with walks and control issues. He's had injury issues over the years. I know his statistics say that you can't tell by looking at the stat sheet that he had a really bad year last year, but watching him, he just didn't look very good. And the second part of the reason is one of the pitchers who played Nick Sandlin's type of role, side armor like Nick Sandlin, for Seattle, is a free agent and would be really cheap. And I think he has a good relationship with Stephen Vogt, so I think the Guardians may try to sign him this offseason. His name is Tyson Miller. And I think he would play that role for the Guardians, so I don't think Nick Sandlin will be able to make the team next year. So, no, I do not think he will be there. Now, next up, we got one of my favorite pitchers for the Guardians, and that is James Karinchak. But, however, I have to say no, I do not think he will be returning. Sadly, I don't think the Guardians will keep James Karinchak. He is arbitration eligible this year, and I don't think the Guardians and him they will be able to agree on a contract, and I don't think that the Guardians are going to want to take it to the arbitration people because of that. I think they might side with Karinchak since he's put up decent numbers. Accuracy was a major problem last year, even though he put up a decent ERA. He also gives up a lot of home runs. He's, again, a two-pitch pitcher, fastball, curveball, so he doesn't have a ton of potential. Uh, I don't think Coach Vo will have a lot elite like him as much as Tito did. Most coaches, I think, would not have kept him on the roster. However, Tito was a big fan of him. So I got a feeling that he might get cut this offseason because I don't think the Guardians want to pay him like they did when Tito was there. Finally, you've got Xavier Curry. So Curry was a long relief pitcher for the Guardians last year, and he did a very good job. So yes, I think the Guardians should keep him in that same exact role. A similar player played that role. They actually, with the Mariners last year, that Vo helped out, and they had two guys play that role. And Xavier Curry plays a lot like both of them. He can maybe start some bullpen games. He can give you 3 or 4 innings at a time, which can be very helpful. It helped the Guardians out a lot next year. And Curry has so much potential, and he is just a very good long relief pitcher. So yes, I think we will keep him. So the Guardians bullpen looks like this with the recap so far. So their closer will be Emmanuel Clase. Their setup man, well, I think for the 8th inning they'll need to sign somebody. Their other setup man will be Trevor Stephan. I think they will need to sign a pitcher who can help out in the 6th inning, in the 5th inning. I think they're going to keep Sam Hentges as a lefty specialist. Middle relief pitcher, I think, will be Angel De Los Santos. I think they will sign Tyson Miller to replace Nick Sandlin. And I think they might add a third middle relief pitcher in free agency to compete. And then I think they'll have Xavier Curry as a long relief pitcher. So that is the recap of that. So we are keeping Emmanuel Clase, Trevor Stephan, Sam Hentges, Angel De Los Santos, and Xavier Curry. We're losing Eli Morgan, Nick Sandlin, and James Karinchak. And now, for the very end of the video, I want to go over the players who I want to sign this offseason, the relief pitchers, and their roles. So I want to bring back a former Guardian, first of all, in Phil Maton. He will be projected to cost $2.5 million. He's pitched very well for the Astros the past 3 years since we got rid of him. He struggled with the Guardians previously, but I've seen lots of improvement from him since then. He knows our organization, so that will help. And I think he could play a setup man role. He has a very good slider. You could even call him a slider specialist. And he has another changeup to be a great breaking ball for him. So that is why Phil Maton would be a great option as our first out of the 4 signings. The next guy I want to sign most likely won't happen because he'll probably be too expensive, but he could also be for that same role as Aroldis Chapman. He would most likely cost $6.5 million. So I don't think the Guardians will pay for that, but I hope so, to either be a setup man role, some sort of 8th, 7th, 6th. He had a really bad year in 2022, however, had a nice bounce back year in 2023, winning the World Series with the Texas Rangers. He is starting to get up there in age, so he's not good enough to participate as a closer for a team or an 8th inning setup man. However, he could be good 6th or 7th inning man, but he would still be very expensive for that role. So that's why I just thought I'd throw his name out there, but most likely we probably won't be able to sign him. Next up is Tyson Miller, who I mentioned earlier in this video. He was a lot like Nick Sandlin. We could get him for super cheap. And he's familiar with Stephen Vogt, so that's the real reason. He could not even make the team, but he'd just be a good player who I think has a good relationship with Stephen Vogt to bring in. And then the last guy is Ronaldo Lopez, who was with the Guardians the second half of the year. He is a free agent. But he had a good second half of the year with the Guardians organization, so I think we could bring him back on like a 1 year, $2 million contract. But yeah, he would just play a middle relief role, and that would help the Guardians. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe and turn on those notifications for more content. Tell your friends about this channel. We want to get up to 30 subscribers. I know we're moving pretty slowly on the subscribers, but I really appreciate every one of you guys who watch this video. So please leave a like, and yeah. And for now, Casey is out.